Hey there, everybody. How's it going? I wanted to talk about something that happened a little while ago that really spurred this subject matter for me. I met up with an old friend from way back in the olden days, and we were talking about life back in high school, right? We went to high school together, middle school, not elementary, but that's irrelevant. And when we were talking, one of the things that we talked about was all the popular people. And in particular, there was a really popular girl at our school, and I'm just going to call her Sarah for sake of anonymity. Sarah was really popular. She was super attractive. I just had a great aura around her. And of course, me being the young stud that I am and was at that time, I really wanted to go up and talk to her, right? I really wanted to shoot my shot and see, if anything would come of it. And I just never quite got the confidence, never got around to it. Fast forward years later, she ended up graduating. She was a senior as I was a freshman, and me and the friend that I'm talking about ended up meeting up, and we were talking about her. And something that she had mentioned was that she actually knew this popular girl, Sarah, quite well. And I told her my thing about how I was gonna, try and talk to her and see what was, if anything was gonna happen. And my friend said, "I'm really glad that you didn't shoot your shot." I remember being a little bit puzzled, being a little bit taken aback why she would say that. And one of the things that was said was, well, because you would have been just another guy that was hitting on her. In fact, she actually had to put up kind of this standoffish personality. And that's really what clicked for me is, you know what? I would have been just like every other guy who's trying to sleep with her. So this brings me to my point, the point of this video, which is, why is it that a lot of really attractive women have these personalities, right? They tend to put up these walls or these barriers for people, or can just come across as outright standoffish. There's a few different reasons. The first one is what I just brought up, because every guy or most guys out there are trying to sleep with them, right? They're trying to hit on them. They're trying to get something out of them. And I get it. I mean, I'm a guy. Of course I get it. But at a point, it just becomes annoying. Think about it. If every time that you walked into a restaurant or you walked out in public or you went to go get your nails ripped off or some kind of, liposuction for the weekend, you walk around and guys are either A, outright hitting on you, or B, they're giving you that weird side eye, right? People are, kind of wanting to ease up, be a little schmoggle with you, and you know what they're trying to get. You're not in the mood for it, but at the end of the day, you are who you are, and you can't really change that. Okay? So, of course, over time, you develop defense mechanisms. These women have to put up these walls in order to stop guys from trying to do that. Another reason is because, well, there's another side of the equation, which is other women. You see, something that I think that guys in particular don't really think about is that really attractive women can intimidate other women or just outright make them jealous from either A, the attention that they get, or B, just the other women's insecurities, right? So not even necessarily other people's attention, but when you look at the fact that, for instance, an attractive woman might be really skinny, might have really good skin, whereas one of her friends or someone that she works with is typically, a little bit overweight or maybe has some really bad acne, well, that person is going to lash out in one way or another against her attractive friend. That sucks and it's unfair, but that's life. So in a way, these really attractive women have to put up this barrier to kind of, filter out people who, are going to be mean to them or who are going to stick around or, not going to try and kill them in their sleep, which guys do too. And then there's the third thing that I kind of wanted to bring up, which is, well, Joe, why are you talking so much about attractive women and not attractive men? Because a lot of these issues are a lot more specific and a lot more amplified when it comes to women. For instance, guys, sure, you might walk around, if you're an attractive guy, you might get hit on quite a bit, or, you might get those nice little stares where people are trying to offer you their goodies. However, it's not the same because, one, in general, if you're mean to them, they typically just go away. Right? A guy being sort of intimidating is one thing, whereas a woman being mean, a lot of guys and a lot of people just keep following her around, right? They just keep they will not leave her alone. This is even where you get these crazy cases of stalkers, right? You get people that will follow attractive women around, and on the other hand, that just doesn't happen that much to guys. Another thing too is that with men, we typically have it to where, oh, this guy's good looking. However, he's also got these other really cool skills and these things that he's really, really, really good at. Whereas with women, there's kind of a double standard there. For instance, if a woman is very attractive and she's good at her job, which let's say is like engineering or something, people are typically going to look at that woman and concentrate more on her looks than they are the attributes that come with them, right? Her personality, her being an engineer. Whereas with a guy, he can almost be seen as an engineer who's attractive. Whereas with a woman, it's almost this more, emphasis is placed on her looks of she's an attractive woman who just so happens to be an engineer, who just so happens to graduate from Clemson or MIT or wherever it is that she went to. So this has just always kind of stuck with me. And I'm sure there's stats out there and there's studies that back this up. I was just kind of lazy and didn't really feel like doing them for this video, doing any research, but just giving more so an anecdotal example. So yeah, to summarize, attractive women, they have to put up with a lot more. They get advantages, but there's also a ton of disadvantages. And in a lot of ways, people are never really going to want, or a lot of times people aren't going to want to know them for who they are personally. They're going to want to just sleep with them or view them as a challenge, something to be conquered. Whereas guys face those issues, but it's just not to the same level or the same intensity. So next time you meet an attractive woman and she's being a little bit standoffish or being a bit off, maybe give her a bit of a break because you don't know what she's gone through that day. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you have a nice day.